Well, there's one more day of 2023.
And now we've got to figure out what to eat. Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're gonna find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time Joe is less than thrilled about vlogging our food, you'll be alerted to it.
I'm not happy. The only thing that's making me happy right now is that I'm drinking some Mondo Melon Salty over here because, like, I'm addicted to it. I mean, Mondo Melon is, I think, my favorite flavor, but I'm really surprised how much I like the strawberry lemonade, the Endless Summer brand.
I'm surprised I like the Booyah Berry, and I'm also surprised that I like orange as much as I do.
Have you gotten your Salty yet? Let us know down in the comments section. What is your favorite flavor that you have tried so far? The one that really surprises me, honestly, is the caramel, that it tastes good drinking.
Speaking of salty, you're a little salty.
I'm very salty because Rachel announced to the world, without consulting me,
that's how you get it on the schedule,
that our last meals for 2023 were going to be subject to the Wheel of Misfortune. Now, if you don't know what that is, we did a vlog a while back where we've got this wheel that she has over here. Woo! And we write all kinds of weird foods that one of us doesn't want to eat, and we have to spin it, and that determines what our meal is going to be. And I really don't want my last meals of 2023 to be sardines and beef liver.
Okay, I want you to have a positive outlook about this. I do love you, and although we got some very interesting suggestions as to your last meals of 2023, I made this wheel less misfortunate than I think you are anticipating.
I love you. You earned a massage for that
Well,
one.
am I guaranteeing myself a kiss at midnight on December 31st?
I'll give you a kiss right now.
Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you. Okay. So we need to spin this wheel 2 times because I'm thinking we're at least going to have 2 meals. We're not going to try to OMAD it.
No, we're not doing OMAD.
But today is December 30th, and I anticipate we may have to go shopping.
Okay, what is on here?
Okay, so let me tell you what's on here. First, this is breakfast.
Okay.
These are your breakfast options.
Oh, we're gonna spin it for breakfast, and then we're gonna spin it.
We're gonna pause for a minute. I'm gonna write down the options that you have for lunch, dinner, whatevs. And then we'll spin that one. Okay, so we're gonna spin the wheel 2 times. Let me tell you what's up for breakfast. This is your possible breakfast for December 31st, 2023. Are you ready?
Is there kippers on here?
There is no kippers.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got 2 shots at getting Taco Bowl. How about that?
Okay, I can do Taco Bowl.
Taco Bowl. All right.
Like Taco Bowl.
I like the fact that it's a little bit outside the box to not have like a breakfast.
Ground beef
food
is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you asked, like, what can I eat 3 meals a day? Ground beef.
Yeah.
Like, just throw different spices in it, and it's different every time.
Okay, so the next one up is your chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets, carnivore chicken nuggets.
Okay, so
no one hates that.
I love my carnivore chicken nuggets, but can I cross my fingers and cross my heart and really hope that we don't get carnivore chicken nuggets?
Because you're gonna have to make 10 pounds of it?
Because as much as I love it, I don't want to spend a bunch of time making it because, like, it's not worth making just one batch.
No.
Like, now I'm gonna have to make like 10 pounds of it.
Well,
and then eat them all.
Well, the cool thing is that we don't have any like food challenge for the month of January. We're going on the cruise. We've got the RV show. We got a lot of traveling going on. So we didn't try to do like triple B and E. So you make a big batch of carnivore chicken nuggets, it can come with us in the RV. So that's not
where you're going.
That's not a bad thing.
I don't know what you're gonna eat. But
okay. Next up is breakfast pizza. So,
what is breakfast pizza?
So breakfast pizza is going to be your chicken crust pizza.
Okay.
Right? As like the crust. And then breakfast topping. So you could maybe
like
have
scrambled eggs,
sausage, You could have bacon.
I can go with that, especially because I don't want to eat a whole bunch of cheese.
You could do like a sausage gravy on top, like make our sausage gravy. That would work.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Next up is keto chow pancakes.
Oh, okay. Now this is your recipe.
Yes.
That I really like it.
All right.
Like, oh my gosh. Before beef, butter, bacon, egg, I was eating it every day.
So for all of those things that I've mentioned so far, you get 2 shots to win.
Okay.
Because there's like a top and bottom to this.
Okay.
The next one though, we've got bacon and eggs on one end, which is pretty basic. Like that's
I like
not
bacon and eggs.
I do too, but it's not like exciting for your New Year's Eve breakfast. So on the other end of that, I put your choice.
So is it your choice, like your choice over what's on the wheel?
Well, I'm going to allow you to decide that based on who spins. So you can either spin for breakfast or you can spin for the second meal of the day. And it's going to be the choice of whoever is spinning the wheel.
But you have to choose from something that's already on the wheel.
Or you could go outside of it if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, remember you're spending the day with that other person. So if you're like, oh, my choice, sardines. I don't know. Could get rough in here.
I promise I'm never picking sardines.
Next up is going to be Western omelet.
Okay, I like Western
Western
omelets.
omelet.
My favorite. The only thing I like more than that is corned beef omelets, like corned beef or pastrami omelets.
I know you do love that a lot, but I figured Western omelet we both like equally. And then next up is one that's an oldie but a goodie, and we have not made this very much. Our pastor's favorite, bacon cheeseburger casserole.
Oh yeah, I want that.
Bacon cheeseburger casserole is one of my favorite meals, and
It
it's
tastes
been a
like
while.
a McDonald's cheeseburger, but
Yeah.
that is a good, even though it's just bacon cheeseburger, that's a good breakfast thing because it's got a lot of eggs in it.
Yes. Yeah, so that'll work for breakfast.
Okay.
Okay, so now do you want to spin it for breakfast? Do you like these things and you want to spin it for breakfast? Or do you want to take your chances and spin for dinner?
Since
or
this
lunch?
is your idea, I should get to spin both.
Okay. I'll let you spin both.
I get to spin both?
You get to spin both. Okay, so line it up. I think line it up with your choice. Let's line it up with your choice. Then that feels like super fair.
Okay.
Give it a good spin. No, it has to go all the way around. Go back to your, okay. All right, yes, that is a legit spin. Even Bob Barker would have approved of. Get your pet spade or neuter.
Taco bowl.
Taco Bell for breakfast.
Okay.
Okay, I am super, super happy. Taco Bell is awesome.
So we need ground beef. I have
Yes.
plenty of ground beef.
We need the
We
Redmond
need taco seasoning. I have
taco
that.
seasoning.
Well, I have my own recipe. I'd rather use my own.
You want to use your own?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I like easy peasy. I was going to suggest Redmond. And then some cheese, but you don't have to douse it in cheese if
Yeah.
you don't want.
Everything you would put in a taco, but in a bowl.
Yeah.
Like maybe on top of a little bit of some shredded lettuce.
I still want to hit the road and see if there's anything fun at like BJ's, Costco, that kind of thing that we might want to add to our bowl.
Okay.
All right. So now we're going to stop. I am going to erase all of these things and I'm going to put up your lunch options, lunch, dinner options, and then we'll spin the wheel again.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, so we're back, and here are your options for dinner, lunch, dinner.
I see your choice.
Your choice is number 1, steak is an option, shrimp/lobster, because I do know that we have 2 lobster tails in the fridge.
We do.
But we also have a shrimp option, so if you wanted to make our fried shrimp, like the keto fried shrimp, we could do that, the keto chow one. Wings.
Okay.
Chicken wings, I know you're into that. Keto crack slaw. It's been a minute.
We haven't had that in a long time.
Since we had that. So we're going to replay on that. Chili, which
This was like written for me.
Chili is something
You
get
get another kiss.
Aw. He could eat that all the time. Jambalaya.
Again, written for me.
I love it. And it's been a minute since we made it. And I also have those like cognac noodles or whatever. That's like the wish I was a noodle that you could put over top of it. And then last but not least, on the other end of the your choice is a pizza.
Well, pizza is like, I think pizza is like the first ever recipe video. It's like really cringy. Like we need to refilm that.
We do. But it's good.
It's basically, if you don't know what a pizza is, it's like pizza, but the crust is ground beef.
Right.
Right. And yeah, I really do love pizza because ground beef, again, I can eat ground beef every day, all day.
And since you didn't spin breakfast pizza, it's not like a whole entire day of pizza. So pizza's open. So you won't be disappointed if you get that. All
Okay.
right. So we're going to go back to your choice. I'm going to turn it this way. I am going to block my face a little bit, but don't worry. It's more important that everybody sees what is
I just have
the
to spin
food.
it.
Yeah, spin it good.
No.
Back to your choice.
I didn't even see what it landed
I don't
on.
even want you to see what it landed on.
I think it landed on chili.
give it
You
a-
would have liked chili.
Give it a legit spin, yo.
Wonder if I can spin it backwards.
Okay. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And where did it land?
Pizza.
Pizza. Okay. All
I was
right.
kind of hoping for crock slaw.
Okay. Well, you could always make that also if you would like as like an extra. It's just that the main event, the thing that has to be made, is going to be taco for
And
taco
pizza.
bowl and pizza
We don't really need to go shopping.
because you have all of the things here.
Yeah, but I think you want to go shopping. I think you were using as an excuse to go shopping.
There might be some after Christmas sales.
I feel like there needs to be a third spin.
Oh, so you want to do breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Well, I was thinking more of it's New Year's Eve or tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And we should do a spin for like some kind of dessert.
Oh.
You were thinking I was like,
Talk about beating around the bush. Just say it. I want me a dessert because it's New Year's Eve. Okay, yeah, baby, we could do that. But why don't we just spin that on the night?
yeah,
Like, save
because
it.
any kind of dessert, like we'll base it on whatever we have. So we could do like a creamy
My cookies.
cookie. Oh yeah, we just made a whole batch of those cookies. That recipe, I'll leave a link for that recipe.
It's good.
They are amazing. Amazing. In fact, I told her like you've got to freeze them so that I don't keep eating them.
I am
We can
freezing
do
them.
cookies. We could do some nuts.
Yeah. Oh, now you're talking my love language.
We could even put egg pudding because even though like I would have to prepare that, like the egg pudding takes like 20 minutes to make
It's
and another
fine.
30 minutes to set in the fridge and it would be done.
We could even do it. We could spin the wheel at breakfast tomorrow. And then that way, if you've got to have something that's chilled for dessert, like we could do a parfait even.
Okay.
That could be on the wheel. Then you'd have enough time for it to, cool and set.
That sounds good. So, okay, I'm happy. Pizza, like we're not doing Wheel of Misfortune. So you earned a kiss at midnight tomorrow.
Thank you.
And I will even give you like a nice long massage. Like you get a nice massage because you're not making me eat sardines, kippers, and liver.
You are welcome.
I'm welcome. So we're gonna go to BJ's, right? Because we do need some like I think dish detergent and stuff like that.
We are completely out
and that's the
of
cheapest place to go.
dishwashing liquid.
So I just got an email from Nespresso.
Yeah.
They gave me an email that is your coffee in review for 2023.
How much coffee have we ordered? Do we know?
1,489 pods or cups.
We haven't
of
drank
coffee.
all of those. We've just ordered that many.
No, that's actually only on like 2 of my emails. So, and now also, by the way, that doesn't count like all of the coffee we drank while we were on the road. That's just the coffee. But on the good side,
Is there a good side?
that's only about 4 cups per day split between the 2 of us.
Okay.
But again, that's over the course of the entire year.
I think-
And we were traveling a lot.
I think I have been like hosting a lot of tea parties that we've just not talked about where instead of tea everyone just drank coffee. That has to be it. It can't just be me.
We'll go with that.
Joe, what is going on behind you? That fence is disgusting.
Lots of rain, so we've got lots of green mildew.
Ugh.
And then over there, we've got iron stains because we have well water for our sprinkler system. Listen, holidays, we need to clean. I know. We need to pressure wash the fence, pressure wash the patio. The house really needs to be painted.
Hey,
But we don't have time right now.
I need pressure washing.
Well, it's time for breakfast/lunch. It's not really breakfast time, it's more of lunchtime, but I'm not a huge breakfast person unless we're on a trip. When we're on a trip, for some reason, my mind is like, it's time for breakfast. But when we're at home, usually for me in the morning, a cup of coffee is good enough. It's not like we're trying to do intermittent fasting. It's just I wake up and coffee is good enough. And the busier I am, the less I'm thinking about eating.
I am usually the one that pressures Joe to be like, when is dinner or breakfast or lunch or whatever going to get started? But during the holidays, I'm like, yeah, I'm just kind of dragging every single morning. So it is dinner time or brunch time or whatever
brunch.
you want to call
I'll go
it.
with brunch.
And so what are we having? Like, why are we outside?
Well, we're going to have our taco bowls, but I don't want to cook inside. We're going to cook outside. I'm going to cook on my new Rectech Smokestone, which has actually been sitting in the garage for a couple of months, but we've been so busy and really too lazy to put it together. And so finally today, Anthony actually put it together for me.
Aww.
And we're going to cook on it. Yeah, we spent the morning like cleaning off the patio a little bit, like bird cage, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to cook the taco meat on this, which is basically a pellet fired Blackstone.
Now, why are we using this instead of a Blackstone? Like, what's good about this versus a Blackstone?
Well, our Blackstone was giving us problems. Like one of the burners kind of rusted out. And so I just started looking at things, and Rachel is not a huge fan of like the whole propane thing to begin with. It's an open fire. And it's one thing if you're just using it quickly, like when we're using like, you know, our big sear thing. But, you know, when you're cooking for a long time, we have in the past accidentally left the propane on, like turn off the grill, but forget to turn off the propane.
Yes.
And I just don't like that. For me, it's a safety thing. So when Rectech came out with this and we had to replace the Blackstone anyway, I was like, let's go with this. So the other thing that's really cool about this is it's like consistent temperature. So if you remember the Blackstone, you turn it on, you have low, medium, high, but no way to really control the temperature. Well, this is going to use wood pellets, and it actually has like the whole electronic temperature thing, so you can set it to what temperature you want, and it's going to control it all. Plus, I really like the grease trapping thing on this. So, I mean, and also I like the lid. So we got this lid. I've got it actually heating up. And I seasoned it already. I used a bunch of bacon grease. That's what all of this is. So I'm just going to kind of put some fresh bacon grease. But I really, really like, if you look right here, look at this grease trap. It goes here into a giant bucket below instead of pouring out the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some fresh bacon grease, kind of give it a little clean. And then we're going to go ahead and cook our ground beef. So I'll just take, I have this bacon grease here. Put a little bit on here. Kind of spread it around.
Bacon grease fixes everything.
Yeah. And here's the thing with bacon grease, because we're using like ground beef from our cow, this is very lean. It's like probably like 93%. So I want to add fat anyway. And this is going to cook super quick. I actually have it set on like medium. So it's like 350 degrees. But I'm going to just kind of brown this up. And I'm actually going to add a little bit more bacon grease because flavor and fat. So we can accomplish both things with that. And then we're going to take our homemade taco seasoning, and I am going to put a whole bunch of it on here. Because taco. And now, if you remember, when you used to make like the McCormick kind of taco thing, you always had to add water. So I do have a little bit of water here, and that'll help like mix that seasoning in. And now all I got to do is brown up this taco meat.
Perrier, because we found it in the trailer. So I might as well drink it. Happy New Year.
We've had it for probably like a year when they were like on sale one day.
As it fermented, it tastes like regular watermelon Perrier.
So taco bowls.
Why do we not eat this more? Because I love the taco seasoning flavor. Like I could eat it all the time.
And it's super easy to make because it's literally ground beef.
I made myself pretty much a restaurant bowl of like chips and salsa. I made pork rinds and salsa.
You're so much better than me.
Why?
Because I want high-low with tacos.
I'm completely fine with that, except for mine is a raft. So as I construct my little taco bites, there's a lot to it.
Yeah, except for you can have that whole bowl and probably about a serving. Because according to this nutrition label, there are 12 servings in this bag. I would say there's 6. You know, but
I'd say 6.
I don't have them very often. When we were in BJ's, they happen to have them because our Costco used to carry them and they stopped carrying them.
Happy New Year.
But it does like go well with taco. But yeah, taco meat is
super good.
It's super easy to make because it's ground beef and then taco seasoning. And honestly, that's the thing is like to me, I could eat ground beef every single meal every day because it's so versatile.
Very versatile.
Change what you're gonna put on it, and it's a completely different meal. As a matter of fact, I was watching this video, so I want to figure out how to do it, but I was watching the videos on prepping the Rectex Smokestone. Okay, and so they have like, okay, how to break it in, you gotta burn it for like an hour to burn off any residual oils.
Right.
And then they tell you to cook a slab of bacon, which surprisingly we have no bacon. So I just threw bacon grease on there.
This is a tragedy, Joe.
But then they had a recipe video, but it's basically like a smash taco on the griddle. And what they're doing is they're taking a tortilla and then covering the whole tortilla with like a third a pound of ground beef and then cooking it upside down. And then, then putting taco stuff on top of it.
Oh, wow.
But why not just do the same thing, but without the tortilla? Like almost make like this super thin, giant half-pound hamburger. But like super thin. Like roll it thin on a piece of parchment paper. We're going to have to work on that. And then put all of your taco stuff on there. So it's like a giant smash kind of taco thing.
I'm gonna tell you, your knees are about to buckle. Wait until you try this Siete Salsa Cremosa. It's like a jalapenos and roasted garlic, really like a dip. Perfect for it. I like this entire Siete brand because listen to the ingredients. The ingredients in this is jalapenos, right up your alley.
Okay.
Olive oil, onions, roasted garlic, water, sea salt, citric acid. That is it. That is all of the ingredients. Clean. Listen to the tomato. Like for the salsa, salsa that you would like, roasted tomatoes, jalapenos, onions, roasted garlic, sea salt, cilantro, and lemon juice concentrate. That's it. So
where do you get those?
I thought they were only available at Target, but I found these at Walmart. Lickety split. So and they're like $5. So it's not even like it's that much money.
Okay.
So I've been the enchilada sauce. Oh my goodness, the enchilada sauce is freaking amazing. I've got to redo the recipe where I made like enchiladas for us.
Well, make sure you take a picture so we can put it on our website.
So stinking good. Yes.
So I am on my taco bowl. So we have lettuce on the bottom. Rachel did like all of the prep work for the fixing. So we have lettuce, peppers, and then I'm putting sour cream. I'm putting shredded cheese. Don't come at me for using pre-shredded cheese.
I'm coming at you.
Easier. And it's a Mexican blend. I don't feel like pulling out 5 different blends of cheese and shredding
I'm coming at you for a kiss because it's New Year's.
Almost.
Yes,
it's New Year's Eve.
It's close enough. And who's to say that we'll even see it? When do we even see?
We haven't seen New Year's Eve in years.
Midnight, right?
So then I'm putting some chopped jalapenos. And I'm gonna put some added sauce. What do you put on your taco bowl? Do you make taco bowls? Like, let us know. Like, what are your favorite toppings?
So I have different colored peppers because that feels festive. It's not something that I need all the time. I put some diced chilies.
These plates are too small.
And feta cheese. I know that doesn't make any sense. I don't have to make sense. I know, but it's my taco bowl. It's my taco bowl, so that's what I want on it.
The problem is now how do I mix this?
Not easily.
So it's funny, like Anthony and Caleb will go to like Chipotle.
Yeah.
And they'll get this thing and then they'll come home and they will find our biggest mixing bowl, like this.
Yep.
And they will put everything in there and they will mix it.
Right. Oh.
And they will eat out of that.
Are you wanting some of this?
No.
Are you wanting some? Then I'm going to learn from my children. Wait just a second. I'm
Those
gonna
are
mix
my
it.
barbecue tongs.
I'm going to mix it. But look at this. They're so right. This gives me way more room, Joe. Now, this looks like a food bowl for Rachel. Can I have a fork?
I was gonna say,
I want to be civilized.
So somebody recently said on a video, said that they don't think we eat a lot of food.
Pretty?
It's just that the plates make it look like a lot of food.
No.
So we have these little plates, and now it really looks like a lot of food. But now,
no, it's
now it's you filled the bowl.
That's perfect. That's a perfect bowl.
Are those the Pop at Home pork rinds that we did the video on?
I am now so spoiled. I want my pork rinds.
They're so easy to do.
Fresh, hot.
Just take them, throw them in the air fryer.
I toss them with a little bit of Parmesan cheese.
Ooh, that's
It's just
really
good. It's really good.
So yeah, here's the thing: is like the taco seasoning is so good. You keep adding more, and you know what's in this. Like, you know, there's some people that don't mind the stuff from the store. Some people that do mind the stuff from the stores. A lot of the stuff from the stores has maltodextrin. Like, it's unneeded.
Mm-hmm.
It's a filler. And it's so easy to make this. I mean, we have a recipe for it on our website, but it's just like, you know, garlic powder and onion powder and chili powder and cumin and paprika and salt. That's all it is. And you just mix it together and then you just always have it.
If I want to cheat or we've run out of it and I just don't feel like you know, making another batch.
The Redmond one.
I use the Redmond. So if I'm looking for store-bought and not make it myself, Redmond. But usually, yeah, it's so easy to make. I mean, all you have to do is mix those.
Now the problem is ground beef, which I'm weird, so I like to eat with a spoon. But you can't pick up really the lettuce, so it's kind of like, which one do I use, the fork or the spoon?
I grew up in a family where my father ate everything with a fork, and he was fast. Like, I think that he ate soup with a fork. He was that fast when it came to eating. So
Wow.
I'm just used to eating everything with a fork. Do you have some New Year's resolutions? Because now's the time.
I don't do New Year's resolutions. Because, you know why I don't do New Year's resolutions? Because they don't stick. I'm just, like, not a big fan of it. I like looking at what can we do for the year. Like, you know, it's like, oh, okay, my New Year's resolution is to lose 10 pounds, whatever it may be. When is National Quitters Day?
I think it's the 12th this year.
Most people don't make it to that. So why do I want to come in and make a resolution that I'm going to do this better? I kind of like the philosophy of just be 1% better. Like in everything that I do.
I have really enjoyed in the last couple of years just having a Two Crazy Ketos family focus that has helped me to stay on track for the year.
It's not a resolution, it's a focus.
It's a focus, and so it's not challenging me to like do something in particular. It's just that like you're saying, it allows opportunities for 1% better. And this first month of January, the focus is the pursuit of more friendship. And so again, I feel like that is never going to be boring to me either. Like that is not going to be something that I lose enthusiasm for, like I will if I maybe like have only a step challenge or only like some sort of an elimination process for me, or if I'm only thinking about losing weight. It's hard to be like psyched for that in November. Right? Like if I've had that, like, okay, we're excited, you know, January, February, March, April, May, June, you know, like that's a hard thing for me to maintain enthusiasm. But like, if it's something like the pursuit of more in 2024 is our, focus for the year. Right. And then to have a monthly addition to that, a monthly add-on, and for January to be friendship, I'm going to bring my best to every day. Like maybe I'm going to cook I'm going to cook something for someone, and I can be a friend by providing food, or maybe I'm going to write a postcard or a card, you know, put a little gift on somebody's doorstep. Like there's a lot of different things that you can do in the spirit of that challenge.
Right. And here's the thing is if you have a focus, like we have a Two Crazy Ketos focus for the year, just like we had one last year. And then every month you try to like dial that focus in a little bit. Hopefully at the end of that month that sticks. And then at the end of the year, you have improved yourself. So you've kind of had a resolution, but without having like this resolution of I'm going to lose more weight, just having an overall focus and then every month kind of dialing that focus in a little bit more.
I think that I do better too if the focus isn't just on me.
Right.
Because then it's up to me and I'm the only one that gets let down, so to speak, if I stop doing that thing. But if the focus is on other people, I don't want to let them down. If I've committed to somebody else, it's much harder for me to opt out of that.
Right. And the thing is, I know that people are going to get upset that we're not having like a January New Year's challenge. I mean, in the past, we've done things like, okay, this month we're going to do beef, butter, bacon, and egg. Or this month we're going to start off the year with carnivore. I know January is World Carnivore Month. But I truly believe
this is going to be challenging.
That though it may not seem like this is like a keto challenge, working on community is a keto challenge. Because if you truly work on community, whether it be in person or online or just whatever, even people you already know, really working on that friendship and community aspect and focusing on it more, especially with people who are doing keto with you, at the end of the month, your keto journey will be stronger.
Well, and what is a big complaint that people have? I'm the only one doing this. I'm doing this alone. I don't like have anybody cheering for me or understanding me or, gets what I'm doing. Well, if you try to build friendship within the keto community, that will change. That instantly changes the script. And then what I found when I can no longer have kind of a pity party for myself because like nobody gets me.
Right.
When people get me, then I have to do things differently. Like I have to change my attitude because that puts a crack in the foundational thought of like I'm all alone in isolation. So once I'm no longer alone and I'm not by myself, then I have to start thinking, well, what else could be different? Maybe instead of this like cycle of gain and lose and gain and lose and gain, maybe we could stop that. Maybe that's something else that could change and I could just continue moving forward.
So it's about 5 o'clock and we're getting a little hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and start making dinner. And if you remember from the wheel, we spun pizza. Now, I love pizzas. We honestly don't make them enough, but I really love them because it involves a couple of things. Number one, they're super easy to make. And number two, as we were talking about earlier today, I love ground beef. And basically what a pizza is it's a pizza, but your crust is made out of ground beef. Now, we actually have a video for it. I don't remember if we linked it earlier, but if not, I'll put it up here. I'll also leave a link for it down below in the description. Just to give you fair warning though, it is a really cringy video. It's the very first recipe video we ever made. And I honestly didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to film videos. I didn't know what the proper way to do a recipe video was. We're using a camera that I didn't know how to operate, so it's kind of a mess, but the recipe works. And we've pretty much kept the same recipe over the years. Though one of the ingredients is hemp hearts. You can sub out hemp hearts with like pork rinds or like a meat flour or something like that. It's basically a binder, but since I have hemp hearts and I like them, we're gonna go ahead and use them. So let me show you how we're gonna do this. Super easy to make. We're going to basically double the recipe. So we're going to use 2 pounds of ground beef. So this is one, and here's the other one. Now this is from a cow that we had purchased. So this is going to be pretty lean. It's probably somewhere between 93.7 and 90.10. Now to this, we're going to add 4 eggs. You could cut back if you want. And then we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. Our hemp hearts, some salt. Of course, we're using Redmond. Some granulated garlic. Some pepper. This is white pepper. And then some basil. And we're gonna just give this a really, really good mix. Now, if you find when you're mixing it, it's a little bit too wet, maybe your eggs were a little big, just add a little bit more binder. So you can add some more hemp hearts, you can add a little bit of pork rind crumbs, some meat flour, anything to kind of soak up some of that moisture. I'm pretty good right here, so now we're just gonna go ahead and lay this out. Okay, so I have never done it this way before, so hopefully this works. What I'm gonna do is, I've got like this pizza stone thing that I use for my grill. I'm gonna use it to just kind of transport, and I'm gonna put down some parchment paper. And all I'm gonna do here is push this flat into like a giant hamburger. So this is gonna be like a 2-pound hamburger. So when we make this, I usually make it in a cast iron pan in the oven. But since I've got that smoke stone and I wanna play with it, and since there's a cover on it, it can kind of act like an oven. We're gonna try to cook it on there. Now, I've never done this before. I don't know if it's gonna work, so hopefully it does, but listen, it's ground beef. How bad could it really be? We're gonna get it as big as we can get it, and then I'm gonna kind of just bring it out to the smoke stone and flip it over. Okay, now all you have to do is take this and go put it on the smoke stone. Okay, so we have the smoke stone up to 375 degrees, which is where I would normally put the oven. Now we're gonna put it on there. I just don't know how I'm gonna get it on there. I probably shouldn't have put it on parchment paper. I probably should have tried to slide it right off of the wood, but I don't know. What could we do? I wonder if I can flip it. Like, how good could I be at flipping this? You ready? 1, 2.
Happy New Year!
Let me just pull this off.
Oh, I love it.
And we're gonna let this cook for a little while. Okay. Ooh, that looks good.
How in the world are you gonna flip this?
I don't think we need to flip it. You wouldn't flip it if we were cooking it in the oven in the cast iron pan. We
Okay.
just cook it on top.
That's true.
So we're gonna go ahead and put our toppings on.
Ugh.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some tomato sauce.
Got a lot of surface space.
Look at that.
Wow.
Now we're gonna put some cheese on here.
How much cheese are you planning to use tonight?
It's cheese. Do we really need to measure cheese?
I guess you don't need to measure it on New Year's at least.
So we're gonna put a little bit more of this cheese. Because I love cheese. And it's a pizza. And pizza's supposed to have cheese.
That is correct.
Then we're gonna add in some ricotta. Some little dollops of that.
Oh, I love this on a pizza.
Now you might as well just use a lot because this entire tub, even though we just opened it, it'll be bad by tomorrow. One more, right in the middle. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Okay, then we're gonna put in some pepperoni. We got this from BJ's.
Those are gorgeous, giant slices.
Then we're gonna put in some chorizo.
Ooh, I love this. This is a meat lovers if I've ever seen a meat lovers pizza.
Then we're gonna put in some roasted red peppers.
I'm not gonna lie, this is looking festive.
And then Rachel wants some sun-dried tomatoes.
Yes, I do. Those are my favorite.
Then we're gonna top it with just a little bit more cheese.
Just a little.
Now we're just gonna close it up, and I'm actually gonna turn off the grill, let the residual heat that's in the grill just melt that cheese, because it's cooked. Now we just wanna melt it all into like really cheesy goodness. Okay, now's the part that I really wasn't thinking about.
How you're gonna bring it back into the house.
Well, I'm gonna bring it back in on this, but how am I going to? Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Wow, look at that. I wonder, okay. Well, look at that, it moves right off.
You might just be better to just roll the entire barbecue grill into the house.
Oh, there you go.
Wow! I am super impressed.
Now we need to clean the grill, but I feel like this would be a waste to put down the chute, because that's cheese.
That's the most delicious part.
I'm gonna put that right there.
Well, and if you want to give it to anybody, Chicky Babies will take whatever you're serving up.
Okay, you take this inside. I will scrub the grill, and no eating before I get back.
No promises. Okay, so how did I not catch this? It says that this is expired October 10th of 2023.
But it's cheese.
It's cheese, so it doesn't look weird.
If it's not moldy, it's edible. Cheese is aged.
It's aged. This is aged even more than normal.
I don't remember which side was yours.
Well,
This side, I think.
It's gonna have more sun-dried tomatoes on it.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I think you're brave trying to use a pizza cutter.
It cut it.
Yeah, good job.
Just give you, like, we'll cut it into quarters, and if you want more.
If I can eat more than 1/4 of this, I'll be pretty proud.
Well, let me have that spatula. We use 2 pounds of ground beef, but then you've got cheese.
10 pounds of toppings.
And all that. Where did this come from? It's like not angled.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Don't you be stingy with it now.
Ever since I put that in a video, that's all you keep saying.
That's all I can say.
Now I kind of want to watch National Lampoon's Vacation.
Let's do it. That one was Vegas, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take this one right over here. Here's an extra sun-dried tomato.
Thank you, because I do not want to miss one.
Okay, and that's going to be mine.
I like this pizza stone. Did it know what it was in for when it was just a tree? The meat-heavy dishes it was going to have to hoist.
While I have it, let's see. Take a look at the bottom. If you can see that. I mean, it's like
It's done.
brown like
A pizza.
a pizza.
Yeah.
I kind of like it this way better than doing like inside of the cast iron because
I don't have to clean up after it?
no, because that's one thing about the smokestone compared to the blackstone. The blackstone is cast iron and this is steel.
Oh my gosh.
So it's going to be a little bit easier to cook on. It's the seasoning and
Oh, I want to hear everything that you're saying, but I can't even focus because this looks so freaking amazing. I got to get some of that like crusty cheese.
oh, I meant to pull that off of your side.
Good call, saving it. Get some of that sun-dried tomato. And I definitely need a piece of chorizo. We didn't even dink it. You just went right in.
Oh,
I'm gonna dink the second one so we can be in this together.
get a little bit.
A little bit of everything. I'm gonna have to go back for that chorizo.
Dink. We don't make We don't make this enough.
We do not make this enough. And I gotta tell you, the fact that cleanup in a cinch, like we're gonna be making it some more come 2024.
Well, one of the reasons we don't make it enough is because our cast iron is not big enough to make one for 2 people. Mm-hmm. It's because it basically holds a pound of ground beef, and normally we would have 80-20, so it would shrink, and then we're each eating a pound of ground beef, and so I have to make one at a time. So one person eats, while the other person is waiting to cook, or we try to eat half, and then you have to wait for the other half, and like doing it this way, like. Listen, I mean, and again, you don't need the smokestone. You can do it on a blackstone. I mean, it's just that we've switched out to it, but it's the same concept. It's a giant griddle.
The fact that it's got enough surface space of like a city block means that there is enough room for both you and I to be fed at the same time. Oh.
Now, it's funny. One thing that I was a little concerned about with that smokestone was, would your food pick up like everything being a smoky flavor? Because, you know, it's that I don't necessarily want like my eggs and everything to be a smoke flavor.
No.
But it is using wood pellets that you would use for a smoker, but it doesn't. So because what happens is you're cooking it at such a high temperature, the way you would get that smoky flavor is low, where it's the pellets are smoldering.
Right.
Whereas here you're actually using them to burn it.
I will say that I forgot that there's even like a wood pellet element to this
But it smells really good when you start it.
until you just mentioned that. Because yeah, there is no smoke flavor. And I'm not
Maybe
somebody...
a slight one, but it depends on when you put the food in there. If you put it in when you first light it, you may get a little bit, but once it gets going, there's no smoke.
I am not somebody that is like a super big fan of smoked cheeses even.
I love it.
I know you do, but like not my favorite. So I definitely feel like if it smoked up the cheese, I would definitely taste it in every bite of a pizza because there's a lot of cheese on this thing. But no, it tastes freaking amazing.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to eat this whole thing. Well, I'm going to eat this whole thing, but I think I don't know. We'll have to see how we go. But I may end up having to go in for more just because it is so good.
It is too tasty.
Now, here's the question.
Yeah.
We have this. Are we going to spin for dessert?
Do you think you're going to have room for dessert?
Well, what would we put on the wheel for dessert if we were to have dessert?
Okay. Definitely some of my cookies. Because
Can we put that on there like 5 times?
I definitely made a big batch of my cookies. I'm going to say a creamy.
Okay.
What about a keto chow creamy?
What else?
So that's 2 things. Well, we could do up down so that it's like, you know what I mean? You're just, instead of it being 14
I don't have any
spaces,
yogurt made.
We don't have yogurt made. We could, I was going to say, I think we have some granola in the house of some sort. If you had yogurt, we could make a parfait.
You know what? I'm going to make the executive call.
Okay.
Dessert's going to be Rachel's cookies.
Good idea. I second that emotion. Better hit me. Oh my gosh, I'm like flooding. Flooding the place.
I will say, when you top your coffee with salty,
It's really good.
it's really good, but you have to be a little bit more conservative.
Yeah, because the flavor is like bang. So yeah, I have to be a little bit careful. No.
Why are your cookies bigger than mine?
Well, there's another cookie in there. If you feel like it will settle it out. But mine are perfectly cooked from the microwave. Like I put them in, it was like 13.5 seconds.
So we made the executive decision to have Rachel's cookies.
Yeah.
Link for that video up here. Rachel's understanding order, never make these again.
Because they're so good.
Because they're so good. So, okay. We didn't do much today. Usually our vlogs are me go diving, we're cleaning, we're doing
New Year's.
a chore. It's Sunday.
We are under no obligation
It's New Year's Eve.
to do much of anything.
This is what we eat though. And this is what we eat pretty much on a regular basis. Just whatever.
And this is how messy we are in real time, in live time.
But that makes me want to address something.
Okay.
So we get questions of like, what's the next challenge? What's the next, like, oh, can we do something else that's strict? And you may have noticed, like, even over the last year, other than when we did beef, butter, bacon, egg, which I don't necessarily consider as much of a challenge as a good reset.
Yeah.
We really haven't been doing like, hey, let's eat a week of sardines. Let's do a 7-day egg only fast. Let's do a fat fast. We've kind of stopped doing that stuff.
We have learned that it's not good if I have to do a different reset every single month of the year. Like I would do better if I just stayed consistent. Just stay consistent in whatever the proper human diet looks like for you, for me. And just be consistent in it and find my like diversity and my like go hard in some new challenge, because I found that, okay, fine, I could go just eggs for a month and then just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, or just, sardines or something like that. Then it becomes like, okay, well, what if it's just a regular month? Or what if it's a movement challenge month rather than a super, super strict, only one protein source month? Do I go off the rails in my eating so that I can try something new in my movement? Like,
Right.
I have to be careful. And I don't want to get to the point where I have to have a reset all the time.
Yeah, and listen, to me that makes it feel like a diet. I don't want a diet.
No.
I want a lifestyle. I do not believe that we are meant to count calories. I honestly don't believe that God designed our body to count anything with what we're putting in it. Because what we're supposed to do is find our food, forage for our food, eat our food. That, like, if you go back to Adam and Eve, if you go back to Noah, if you go back anywhere over the course of history, up until probably
2 generations ago,
like the early, 1900s, like 1920, nobody counted. You didn't even have scales. Nobody counted calories. Nobody counted like, oh my gosh, like I can only have 124 grams of protein today. We ate.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. And listen, I'm not trying to throw any other YouTubers under the bus.
Lord, no.
But let's face it, the reason all of these challenges come out is to get views. And you know how I know? Because we did it.
Of course.
Right? And it's like, would we have ever done an egg-only fast if it wasn't for the fact that we wanted some kind of a video?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Now, if everybody had fun, that's great.
Right.
But if people feel like neurotic about it,
right.
If people start to be like egg only ever egg, then that's when I think we can get into trouble. That's what I don't want to do. I don't want to replace bad eating habits with like a fixation on trying to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to replace one problem with the other. Like clearly I have a carb addiction. Like that's something that I've struggled with for years. I don't want to replace my carb addiction with a scale obsession. I don't want to replace my carb addiction with a desire to try to eat perfectly.
Right.
Like to get it so right that I can't live my life, leave my home, eat in community, right? Like I just don't want to work myself into a dangerous spot.
Yeah, so that's why we've kind of decided we're going back to our roots. We started with keto, and we're eating keto.
Yeah.
Sometimes that form of keto is a little bit stricter. Sometimes we're eating mostly meat and almost no vegetables. Sometimes we're eating meat and we're eating vegetables and we're having a coffee with whipped cream and salty on top. Sometimes, oh my gosh, we're going to have a cookie. It's always going to be some form of keto. But all I know is that this is the way we've eaten, other than when we did a challenge for our channel, since I got started on keto. And I think the most important thing is to just stay consistent. I mean, let's look at it this way. Listen, a couple years ago, everybody was doing PSMF. I'm not saying nobody's doing PSMF now, but it's not what it was. A year ago, everyone's like, we're going to do 7 days only of sardine fast. But you know what has not changed? Keto.
Yeah.
Keto's been around forever. Whether you're eating keto the way we eat keto, or you're eating a carnivore type of keto, or you're eating a keto including a bunch of desserts, keto itself has always been around.
Well, and I find that the longer we're doing this, and again, everything, and hey, I'm not knocking some of the challenges we've done. I'm so glad we did triple B&E. Like that is the one thing.
That's a good reset.
That was like the perfect reset, and I took the information that I learned from it, and I've moved forward. But finding out how to listen to my body, every year I feel like I'm getting more messages from it. And so one of the things that I've learned is I am normally super meat heavy. That's just what I reach for. Some of it is because I just don't want the vegetables anymore. And now that it's not part of my life where you have to look at a plate and have so much diversity, like your plate has to have a meat, a starch, and a vegetable. Now that I don't live thinking, like now that it's not weird anymore to have a plate of just meat, a lot of times I will have just a plate of just meat.
But there's other times we have a salad.
But there's other times I have a salad. And I'm finding that sometimes when I want a salad, a lot of times, like we picked, we had fun with today's particular meal, but it's New Year's Eve, right? Like that's a holiday.
But we also included foods that we eat
regularly
on a regular basis.
But what I was going to say is now I find I will mostly eat meat and then it's so good. And then I will feel a craving for a vegetable of some specific type. Like it'll be like, I really want some broccoli or I really want a salad. And I feel like if I'm going pretty hard, like mostly eating meat, whether it's convenience or it's just that's what I'm wanting, and my body's like, we really want some salad, I'm just gonna listen to my body. I listen to it when it says to eat. I listen to it now when it says to stop. And if it's asking for a particular thing that I know is not harmful to it, like I treat it like a child, right? If the kid says, I want a midnight bedtime and they're in 3rd grade, then like, no, that you're not asking me something that's gonna help you. But if you're asking something reasonable, and I feel like my body is asking for something reasonable when it says, hey, toss this particular vegetable in there with that. I listen to it, I do it, and I find that after I do, I just move on. And probably like the next day, it wasn't like it used to be with sugar where I would say, hey, I want to answer a sugar craving and I'll just have one little bit of it. Then the next day it was knocking and the next day it was knocking and it just was like that. But when it comes to adding like just one, like a vegetable or a salad,
right,
it's like I usually do have a salad with that meal and then I just move on.
Yeah.
It's very different.
And like you said, like beef, butter, bacon, egg taught us a lot. And I don't consider that the challenge that I'm talking about. I think beef, butter, bacon, egg is an amazing tool that Dr. Berry came up with. It's like, okay, I'm having inflammation. I'm having this. I'm having that. I'm not quite feeling right. What do? We eliminate pretty much anything that could be causing that. Right. And again, some people are adding fish, which I think is fine. If you, the way he originally did it was beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. But the idea is not eating vegetables because maybe nightshades are causing problems or you're having oxalate issues, not having the dairy, not having the sweet. That's different than like having like, for 7 days, I'm only going to eat eggs, cream cheese, and butter, which we've done that video.
We have.
For a week. Not having a thing of, I'm only going to eat keto brick for a week. Like, I think that is a very different thing. And you can tell by moving forward into our focus for 2024, we want to focus instead of like, what can we get video views on as far as like, oh, we're going to do this for 5 days. We want to focus on what can we do to help people make keto, whether it's keto or carnivore or whatever form you want to do, sustainable long-term. Because if you can't make it sustainable, you're not going to end up with the health benefits that you're looking for.
Well, and I think that begins not in getting like the perfect cut of meat, but by opening up your life to other people and like becoming friends and like leaning on community, because I can't even tell you like how many times, even in my keto journey, like before we really focused so much on community, there was still opportunities for me to feel isolated in the way I ate. You know, like I was doing it, maybe I was being successful, but I wasn't enjoying what I enjoy now with more friendship in my life. Like I look forward to every day, but it's not just like what I'm going to eat. You know, I look forward to every day because I know I'm going to talk to my friends and hear from my friends, and I can look forward to making plans. And like next year we're going on a cruise. This is with our friends, like with more than 50 friends.
In a week.
In a, oh my gosh, it's coming quick, right? And that's so exciting. Like the thought, I'm looking forward to it. In the past, keto or not keto, I would have been looking forward to like, what is the menu? What is on that cruise? Like, what am I going to eat or not eat? Like, how restrictive am I going to be or not restrictive? And now it's like, we will eat in main dining, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure we will.
Well, that's what we're doing. We're eating as a group.
But like, and I don't even care. I don't care what's on the menu. I just care who's going to be around the table.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be the end of this video. And I was just thinking, it's like 8 o'clock on New Year's Eve. How do you know you're getting old?
I'm
ready
tired.
to get in bed.
I'm tired. I think we're gonna like watch a movie and just relax.
If you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos. We have linked right over there. Also, make sure you take a look at our most recent videos. I'm gonna put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time it's New Year's Eve, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.